It's electric focus, and I had the original OHME charger for nearly 4 years, but I recently moved house and I left the charger as part of the house sale. And recently in the house I've moved to, I had the OHME Home Pro fitted. So I'm going to give you a bit of an updated review, a bit about the install, and also some other important information on the OHME Home Pro to help you make a decision on whether it's the right charger for you. So let's get into the video. First of all, let's talk about the install I had done. I actually used a local company, mainly because of time really, because I wanted it installed as soon as I got in, and I did consider companies like Octopus Energy, but they seem to have quite a long waiting list. But you could look at companies like Octopus. OVO Energy also do installs, and there's also a company I've used before called Smart Home Charge. But certainly recommend, if you're concerned about the price, to get a few quotes. I kind of knew where it was going to be in terms of the cost, and I was quite happy with the quote I was given, so I just went with that. I actually paid, including VAT, £1,180. That's total for the charger and the install. Now, most companies advertise the OHME charger installed around £1,000. So that's the OHME Home Pro with a 5-meter cable, that is. There is an option to have an 8-meter cable as well, and I think I should have thought about that a little bit. I'll come on to that, but anyway, with a 5-meter cable, normally the adverts say from 999, under £1,000, and mine came just over that, and I wasn't surprised with that because I've got a older property, a 1950s property. If you've got a brand new property with or pretty new property anyway, where your electricity supply is at the front of the house, makes it a lot easier because there's not far for cabling to go to connect up to that. But being an older property, the install had to start from where the electricity supply was, which is right at the back of the house and actually quite high up as well. So there was a fair bit of cabling to do, and also a bit of drilling work and coming through the house and out along the back wall right up to the charger, which is out of the front of the house where the car's parked. So there was a little bit more than the norm. So actually I thought that wasn't a bad price for all that work. But certainly go out there and get some quotes and see what you sort of get. But it was important for me to get it installed quickly. They did a good job, the local company I used, and I'm very happy, all installed. So I mentioned just now that there's an option to have an 8-meter cable, and in hindsight I wish I'd got an 8-meter cable. So 5 meters sounds a lot, and in my last house it was plenty because the way I parked the car was very close to where the charger was. Actually, with this house I did think 5 meter was enough, and it certainly is enough. I can plug it in, but it's a little bit of a stretch, and because cars don't have ports on the same side, they're all different, which is quite annoying really. I think I should have thought about that bit and just got a bit of a longer cable. It just gives more flexibility really. The other thing you could have is an untethered, or the untethered version of the OHME Pro, which is the OHME ePod. So you could have that instead if you just want to have flexibility around cables. But I prefer the tethered version because I just think it's more convenient. In terms of the difference between the OHME Home Pro and the last charger, it's not massively different. It's the functionality is exactly the same because it uses the same app. The only real difference, which is nice, is that it's a better looking unit. It's got a nice clear colour screen, and also you could use that screen for charging your car, so setting up the car, rather than the app if you really wanted to. Now, the only real use I can see for that is if you are a landlord, or perhaps you've got an Airbnb and you want to authorize people using that charger. There is a function on the app to allow you to do that, but also it means that somebody could start the charge from outside the property, and then you could authorize it through the app from wherever you are. So I think that's actually quite a good feature in that way, but I can't see any other benefit for it unless you really don't like apps and then you prefer to use the box itself and the screen, and you can do that. It's a nice clear screen, and it's a very tidy looking unit as well. Not too big, not too intrusive, and just sits nicely on the side of the property. Just to remind us some of the key features on the OHME, and some of them are fairly standard on most chargers now, but it's important to check these things out. So the OHME Home Pro has what's called pen protection, and that means that you don't need to have an earth rod fitted, so that does save you a little bit of money, and also it's a less intrusive install because you don't have to have a rod fitted into the ground. The second thing it has is load balancing, which again most do these days, and that just means that it protects your house fuse from overloading. The other thing it's got is 4G connectivity. Now, it's the only one I believe has this. The only thing it doesn't have is Wi-Fi, so it doesn't really matter as long as you've got good 4G coverage, it's fine. And the reason it worked for me in my last house was because I had quite a distance from my router to where the charger was, and big thick walls to get through because it was an old cottage. So 4G worked perfectly for me and a really good reception around there. I didn't really think about it this time because I knew that it would still work on 4G. There was 4G in the area, and it didn't really bother me about it not having Wi-Fi. But if you really want the Wi-Fi set up, then the OHME hasn't got that at the moment. I have asked a question about whether it's going to have Wi-Fi in the future, and there's no sign of that. So there are some advantages of having 4G, but the disadvantage of having 4G is that Wi-Fi is already there and it's free. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I only noticed this recently, but on the OHME website, it does say that you get a 3-year warranty as standard, which is another feature, which most do these days. The only thing is though, it does have a little caveat that says that the 4G connectivity is covered for those first 3 years. Now that's suggesting that it's going to be charged for after that. So I did raise this with OHME, and they did say to me that that is correct, that they may charge after the 3rd year for 4G. And I asked what sort of charge that was, and they said it would be around £2 a month. So not a massive cost, but if you had Wi-Fi connectivity, you wouldn't need that. So it is an extra cost you need to bear in mind. It could happen in the future. I have asked for clarification if they're definitely going to be introducing that and they're going to let OHME customers know about that. But they did say that it hasn't been decided that that charge is going to be put in place yet. So it's not definite, but it's certainly one to be aware of. One of the biggest features of the OHME range actually is its ability to link into your energy tariff. So it works seamlessly with things like Octopus Go or Intelligent Octopus Go, and it also works with OVO's Anytime EV tariff as well. So certainly worth checking those out, some really good tariffs. When it comes to the app, I find it really easy to use, and there's some really key features for me. First of all, has the main dashboard on the front, which shows you the charging schedule that's coming up, and also shows you how much your last session cost and the energy that was input into the battery. You've then got charging schedules, so you can set up all different schedules, as many as you want, which is really useful. And another thing I really like is the charging stats page, which shows you for the day, week, month or year. You can see how much energy you've put into your car, and you can look at that over those periods of time, or see each of the individual charging sessions as well. So overall, I'm really happy with the OHME charger. It's a bit of an upgrade on the previous one because it's a much nicer looking unit. I really like that colour LCD screen, and you still get all the same functionality that works so well on the previous one, with the great app and the integration with your energy tariff, and particularly important to me, having Intelligent Octopus Go. So certainly recommend it. Things that they could improve upon, perhaps a Wi-Fi option because of this reliance on 4G, particularly if they're going to talk about charging for that in the future. Something that somebody mentioned to me, which I do agree with, is on the app where it shows you your charging schedule, that's only shown in a graph, and it can be a little bit kind of difficult to see. Might be better to have that in a table as well, but that's only a small thing. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet is that I did ask about solar integration, because it's been saying on the website that that's coming soon for quite some time now. Now they did say that it can actually integrate with solar, but not really go into much detail, and I have read a bit more about this, and it is possible, but it's not particularly easy to do. So I don't think it's ready yet to be fully integrated with solar. So if that's important to you, looking for that now, then you may have to look at other chargers, such as Meinergy Zappi, which is well known for being really good with integrating with solar. So that's it. I hope that was useful. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.